Hello, this is Christian Rogers. This video will describe the learning management system that I used in my 3D Animation Studio course. This course took place over the last 2 weeks with students ranging from grades 4 all the way up to grades 12. It's a very diverse group of students, and we had a lot of fun doing it. Now, I had a choice between learning management systems. At first, I started working with the Blackboard, but I found it to be very cumbersome and very layered when it came to adding content for the students to see. Not only adding content, but being able to see what the students were doing. It challenged me in this particular LMS, and I probably wouldn't use it for anything that I do at my school. But this is what I use, which is Google Classroom. So I'm going to show this in hopes to supplement what we were asked to do with the Blackboard. In this course program, it's a great way to get students in quickly. First of all, it's not limited by the network subscription that we have to Google Classroom, meaning that I can have students that come from other schools, to which we had 3, and they don't have to be part of our school at all to be enrolled into my Google Classroom. All they need to do is come up here to the top, they go to Classroom, and then they go to the top where there's a plus, and they press Join. I simply give them a class code, which you can find here in my classroom. Well, I just go to People here, the gearbox at the top. And you'll see there's a code that I just hand out to them. And I've actually sent you this invitation so that you can join and look at the details of the LMS that I used over the past course, the weeks here. Coming back to this, with Google Classroom, I'm able to quickly post anything from the Getting to Know You spreadsheet, where students do activities to learn about each other because they're all strangers. Then we worked on some themes for the Animation Studio course, building surveys, finding out what they wanted to design as a group. This one was the most interesting, and this is what really lends to Google Classroom being a very powerful learning management system, and that is I'm able to send out a template. In this case, it was a slideshow, and the template the students get to work on. That template, they open it up, and they are able to see it. Now you can see I can see all the students' templates, and those templates go into their files. And but not only do they have it in their own personal Google Drive, to which they can take with them anywhere and show, print, but also I have direct, complete access to their work in order to assess and constantly give them feedback on the work that they're doing. And so as they design characters, and then they worked in another program called Tinkercad to realize the 3D piece of the character. Then they would also throw in some descriptions, and we would talk about it in a group discussion at the end. And often that discussion would come out in the classroom as well, the Google Classroom, because it's very much like a Facebook page. So coming back out to the main page, you can see that those posts go in. As we progress, I also was able to build a tutorial page. This is through YouTube. You can easily build a YouTube account and in that have a playlist and make hundreds of playlists, much like I'll be putting this video for you and the class. And the playlist here, it's for the students to supplement instruction as we're going through the course, to say, okay, well, we showed you how to do this in that program, and then you can just run that and see that.
I'm going to click the Select Object tool, click on this.
Mute that out. So they could actually see what's happening, and they can review and go through and even scrub the video, teaching them how to go forward and backward so they can see how to deform certain polygons in the course. So that's one thing that I really like about the Google Classroom in review, is that it can easily let me see what the students are doing in their drives with what I share with them. We've also got the Google Calendar. I didn't use it for this one because it's such a short piece, but that's easily done. And then you can see here's the Drive folder. So it's a very robust but quick way to teach students, work with students, I think one of the drawbacks of Google Classroom is that it's Facebook-like format where it just puts post on top of post. Sometimes you can get lost in, where did you put that? Where did that go? But it does come back to just using the network drive that we all share, the Google Classroom drive. So they can all go in there as well. The thing is, they don't see each other's drives. I get to see those as an administrator of the class, but they only see their own. This is the courses. These are my students that we had with the course. I had 9 and 2 interns, so it was a lot of fun. They really enjoyed themselves, and we really got a lot done. Here are the parameters of the course. If we're to go with the ADDIE type piece, this is analysis. And in development, we developed a theme and environment. We collaborated on a storyline. We built sandboxes, developed characters and appliances, group discussion, character interactions, animate characters and appliances. We imported models into a sandbox. We scaled the models to the environment. We applied colors and materials, and we exported them for Unity testing. And then here is the environment itself. This one was from the year before, but we all agreed on using a survey in Google Classroom that we wanted to have a wasteland type theme. And that wasteland would become the sandbox. This is developed by my interns in Unity. We had many powwows or discussions with our group every day relating the stories. Their stories built on each other. They were very interesting. And then, of course, here you have, let me mute that sound. The student added sound to her animation. But then they would go through the character building process. And in this, they talked about, how each character would work. And they used a program called Tinkercad to put together simple polygons and rig them on another program called Mixamo. The final program is 3ds Max that we used at UALR. It is a very powerful 3D modeling program. The goal of this course is to get my students excited about what they can do with 3D, that they can, basically become producers rather than consumers of 3D technology. What they design and build is just incredible over the course of 2 weeks. And I like to have showcases of this. This is a presentation that I put on for the parents at the end, just showcasing each one of the students' work and their designs on each one of the pieces. Finally, it goes into this is a live, you're looking at a live animation now of that world that they put together. This is a wasteland, so it's a lot of fun. They get to look at this in a virtual environment. They get to use VR, we use the HTC Vive. And of course, up in that beautiful lab, they have a cave, a computer-assisted virtual environment. Basically, it's 4 walls that are screens, and they can work with the screens and go through that. I haven't added the speed to this, but each one of these models, the students get to come in and look at their animations and discuss the stories that they have. And this was quite an elaborate story. But what made this all happen so well, that brought all these stories together, was the LMS that I chose. In this case, that was 3D Animation Studio. Well, I hope to elaborate a bit more later, but this is the beginning of what I used over the course of the last 2 weeks. Thank you very much.